Hi again, friends. I'd like to set some expectations and go over the curriculum in this lecture. And just an important point about how you manage your own learning. I can't really manage your learning, can I? I can give you the lessons, but how you actually learn is up to you. And let me make a recommendation to you. I think you know from your own experience that just reading a book or watching a video doesn't make you competent, doesn't make you good at something. The way you get good at any skill, like playing a musical instrument or speaking a language or doing almost anything, you have to practice. You have to put it to work. So my recommendation to you is with each section of the course, you put it to work. And you really need to do it with your team, right? So I'm going to assume that you're either the leader of a team or you're on a team, you're a team member. And I would encourage you to, with your team, take any problem. And if you don't think you have a problem, you're probably wrong, but if you don't think you have a problem, take an imaginary problem, a hypothetical problem, like too many kids drop out of school, for example. Too many kids smoke, too many kids do drugs, whatever. Just take any hypothetical and then practice doing the 5 whys or practice a PDCA or practice the different methods I'm going to share with you. But better, take a real problem in your real workplace and put them to work with your team. And I think the best thing is for your whole team to go through the course together. So you learn together and you apply the lessons together. That's the best case. Now, let's go through the curriculum of the course very quickly. First, there's this introductory section that you're in now, of course. Then I want to talk sort of about how we think and what our attitudes are towards solving problems, because attitudes and thought processes really do make a difference. And I think there's some old ways of thinking about problems, and there are some current or modern ways of thinking about problems that are much more conducive to improving performance, either your own performance or the performance in the organization. So attitudes of problem solving, and I want to apply lean management, Toyota production system thinking to how you think about problems. I want to go through brainstorming, and I'm going to guess you may have already participated in brainstorming, or you may have had lessons in brainstorming. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but I want to share with you why brainstorming is effective, what makes it effective, and some techniques of brainstorming that I think are essential to solving problems well. Then we're going to go through sort of simple methods of problem solving. And as we go through the brainstorming, I also want to talk about Pareto analysis and cause and effect diagrams, common ways of thinking about what to focus on and sort of bringing out from you and your team ideas around what could be causes of a problem or solutions to a problem. And then we're going to start with kind of really simple methods of problem solving, beginning with situation analysis, which is exactly what it sounds like. What's the situation, where it occurs, why it occurs, when it occurs. Analyzing the situation often leads to an understanding of why something occurs and what we need to do about it. And then we're going to go through the 5 whys, or what's called root cause analysis. All problem solving does not have to be lengthy, and it doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes you can solve problems in 1 minute, right? Or 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Things can often, and I will say the majority of problems, if your team thinks together, and a lot of what we're going to talk about is about thinking together rather than thinking alone, right? We're going to get collective wisdom. But if you think together well, you can often solve problems very easily. And root cause analysis allows you to do that. And then we're going to go through the most common, popular, if you will, method of problem solving, which is the Plan, Do, Check, Act, or Plan, Do, Study Act, or Plan, Do, Learn Act. They all mean the same thing. That methodology started in the 1930s and has come right up to today. It's been used by tens of thousands of teams. And the reason it's been so popular is, frankly, it's a very simple, quick way of organizing your thinking about a problem and a solution and getting on with doing an experiment and learning from it. So then we're going to go into a more in-depth problem solving, which is common in lean management or Toyota production system, which is the A3 model. It's a way of illustrating a story of a problem that can engage more people. And it's good for more in-depth problem solving. And then we're going to talk about solving people problems. You know, all problems are not in a machine or just the work process. Sometimes it's because people don't care. And that may be shocking to you. But sometimes it really is a motivation problem. Or it's a skill, knowledge problem of a human being, right? So I want to share with you some ideas about solving human performance problems. And then we want to talk about action planning and the team reaching consensus. You know, one of the great sins of team meetings is we talk about something and we think we agree to do something, and then a month later people say, whatever happened to that? You know, nothing. And the answer is nothing happened to that. Nobody did anything and we didn't learn anything from it. That is waste. And we need to eliminate waste from our team meetings and from our problem solving. So what's very important is a clear methodology of action planning and follow-up, saying what happened, right? So that's going to be the last section of the course. So that's the course. It's not rocket science, it's not complicated, and I think you will benefit along with your team if you go through it together and apply the lessons and try to get good at it. Thanks a lot.